B-1B aircrafts in service in the USAF, and it is also one of the major forces of the USAF's strategic deterrence.
F-15E fighter jets took off in complete silence.
Before Iran's air defenses could react, 12 U.S. fighter jets carried out a daring mission that left no trace. What were the risks involved? And why was this operation so critical? Could it redefine the balance of power in the region? These questions loom large as we delve into the technical precision and strategy behind the strike. How did these jets evade detection? And what does this mean for the future of aerial warfare in contested airspace? Stay with us as we unravel the details of this bold maneuver and its potential to shift the region's geopolitical dynamics. How can an air force strike deep into enemy territory without leaving a trace? To answer this, we must examine the key machines behind one of the most complex airstrikes in modern history. The operation relied on an array of cutting-edge aircraft, with the B-1B Lancer bombers and F-15E Strike Eagles taking center stage. These platforms formed the backbone of a meticulously coordinated effort, each bringing specialized capabilities to ensure success under extremely risky conditions. The B-1B Lancer, a supersonic heavy bomber, is engineered for missions requiring both endurance and firepower. It carries an arsenal that includes GPS-guided JDAMs for precise strikes and GBU-31 bunker busters capable of penetrating hardened structures like underground command centers. This versatility allowed the B-1B to target high-value sites deep within Iranian territory with exceptional accuracy. Its variable sweep wing design enhances performance across different flight profiles, ensuring both maneuverability at low altitudes and endurance at high speeds. Advanced radar and satellite navigation systems further bolster its precision, even in adverse conditions or under electronic jamming attempts. During the operation, the B-1Bs flew at high subsonic speeds, delivering devastating payloads while maintaining the mission's tight timeline. While the B-1Bs focused on fixed fortified targets, the F-15E Strike Eagles excelled at neutralizing mobile units and air defense systems. Combining the speed of a fighter jet with the versatility of a multi-role strike aircraft, the F-15E was equipped with laser-guided munitions to engage both moving and stationary targets. This adaptability made it indispensable for addressing threats like radar systems, vehicle convoys, and active air defenses. One of the F-15E's standout features is its use of terrain masking, a tactic that involves flying low along natural contours like mountains or valleys to evade radar detection. This technique was crucial for approaching targets undetected, particularly when operating near Iran's sophisticated air defense systems. By exploiting the landscape, the F-15ES preserved the element of surprise, minimizing the risk of interception. Despite their advanced capabilities, these aircraft face challenges against modern radar systems capable of detecting stealth platforms. This is where the EA-18G Growler, a specialized electronic attack aircraft, played a pivotal role. The Growler disrupted enemy radar and communication networks through jamming and signal interference, creating confusion within Iran's air defense systems. By reducing detection risks, it enabled the strike group to operate more effectively. The coordination between these aircraft was akin to a finely tuned orchestra, where timing and precision were paramount. To bypass Iran's integrated air defense network, the strike force synchronized their movements to avoid overlapping radar coverage. High-value targets, such as weapons depots and command centers, were spread across multiple sites. Striking these simultaneously required flawless timing. Even a few seconds' delay could have alerted Iranian forces and jeopardized the mission. This intricate synchronization highlights the complexity of modern warfare. The B-1B's firepower, the F-15E's versatility, and the Growler's electronic warfare capabilities were not standalone assets, but components of a cohesive system. The success of the mission depended on their seamless integration, reflecting the immense preparation and training behind such operations. Ultimately, the mission's success showcased more than just advanced technology. It represented the culmination of engineering, strategy, and human expertise. These aircraft, functioning as parts of a larger whole, demonstrated how precision and coordination can redefine what's possible in modern airstrikes. The teamwork and timing displayed by the crews were as critical as the machines themselves, turning a high-risk operation into a landmark example of tactical excellence. What does it take to coordinate 12 aircraft for a mission that must succeed within seconds? Such an operation is a complex symphony of precision flying, impeccable communication, and flawless timing. Each aircraft must move in perfect synchronization, a single unit bound by mission-critical coordination. Even the slightest delay or deviation could compromise the entire effort, exposing the strike group to detection or retaliation. Every detail, from the altitude of each aircraft to its speed and timing of approach, was calculated to ensure success under extraordinarily high-stakes conditions. The key challenge in this operation was maintaining tight formation as the strike group approached heavily contested airspace. Their movements were pre-planned to mask the collective radar signature, making them appear as one entity rather than 12 individual targets. This required unerring discipline from every pilot. A single misstep, a slight drift in spacing or altitude, could expose the entire group, jeopardizing the mission. It was like a relay race where every handoff had to be perfect. One error could cost everything. To maintain this precision, constant communication was essential. Every altitude adjustment, speed change, and waypoint update had to be shared and confirmed instantly, ensuring no aircraft fell out of sync. Adding to the complexity, electronic warfare aircraft like the EA-18G Growler played a pivotal role. These aircraft weren't focused on physical targets, but were vital to blinding Iranian air defenses. Their jamming systems disrupted radar, flooded tracking units with false signals, and rendered surface-to-air missiles ineffective. Timing was critical. The jamming had to start at the exact moment to maximize disruption, without risking early detection. This seamless coordination between the Growlers and the strike group created a safe corridor, allowing bombers and fighters to proceed undetected. Timing wasn't just important for jamming, it was critical to every aspect of the mission. Executing the attack before sunrise capitalized on a window of vulnerability. Intelligence showed that early morning shifts left personnel less alert, providing an opportunity to neutralize key targets with minimal interference. This timing also had a strategic purpose, targeting command centers and infrastructure. At this hour, delayed Iran's ability to organize a response. Every second was carefully calculated to align tactical precision with broader strategic goals. The operation's precision extended beyond avoiding detection. The targets included hardened bunkers, mobile air defense units, and weapons depots spread across multiple locations. Each aircraft had specific assignments, and the strikes had to occur nearly simultaneously. This required rigorous pre-mission simulations and real-time intelligence updates. Flight paths, speeds, and attack angles were meticulously planned, ensuring the strike group could overwhelm defenses before Iranian forces could react. As the strike unfolded, the coordination among aircraft became a masterclass in synchronized execution. F-15E Strike Eagles flew low and fast, using terrain masking to avoid detection until they were minutes from their targets. Meanwhile, B-1B Lancer bombers operated at higher altitudes, relying on speed and precision weaponry to strike fortified targets. The F-15ES focused on mobile radar installations and missile sites, while the B-1Bs targeted underground command bunkers and shielded depots. This division of roles, executed simultaneously, overwhelmed Iran's defenses, leaving no time for recovery. Every moment of the operation was pre-planned. By the time the aircraft reached their release points, every target was locked, every payload armed. Strikes hit within seconds of each other, paralyzing ground defenses. The result was a rapid, decisive impact that exploited vulnerabilities in Iran's response capabilities. The operation demonstrated the essence of modern air power, overwhelming precision and coordination. By the time the skies cleared, Iranian radar systems lay in disarray. The operation's success wasn't just about firepower. It was about the flawless integration of timing, technology, and strategy. This orchestration, like a perfectly executed relay, amplified the impact of every strike, delivering a clear message about the reach and capability of U.S. air power. Why were these specific targets chosen, and what made them so critical to Iran's defense? To understand the significance of this operation, we must explore the three key categories of targets: weapons depots, command centers, and air defense systems. Each served as a vital component of Iranian military capability, and their destruction delivered a devastating blow, both tactically and strategically. Weapons depots were targeted for their role in sustaining combat operations. These facilities housed stockpiles of ammunition, explosives, and missile systems critical to Iran's military efforts. Striking them disrupted resupply chains, crippling Iran's ability to sustain both offensive and defensive actions. The operation prioritized hardened depots, particularly those in underground bunkers, to maximize impact on Iran's logistical network. Intelligence suggested some depots stored advanced ballistic missile systems capable of threatening neighboring countries and U.S. forces. The use of GBU-31 bunker buster bombs by B-1B bombers ensured these fortified sites were effectively neutralized. Secondary explosions confirmed the destruction of munitions inside, a clear indication of the operation's success. By eliminating these stockpiles, the strike force significantly reduced Iran's capacity to launch retaliatory strikes or supply its regional proxies. Command centers formed another critical target. These facilities acted as the nerve centers of military leadership, where decisions and battlefield coordination occurred. Destroying them disrupted Iran's ability to organize a coherent response during and after the strike. Many of these centers were reinforced or located underground, necessitating the use of precision-guided munitions like JDAMs. Their destruction fractured Iran's chain of command, delaying mobilization and communication across military branches. This disruption created chaos within Iranian leadership, forcing delays in decision-making and reducing the likelihood of an organized counterattack. The strikes on these command hubs were not only tactical, but also psychological, sending a clear message about the vulnerability of even Iran's most protected assets. Air defense systems were the final major target, representing one of the greatest threats to the strike group. Iran's air defense network included radar installations and surface-to-air missile batteries capable of targeting aircraft at various altitudes. Neutralizing these systems was essential to achieving air superiority and ensuring the mission's success. F-15E Strike Eagles, supported by EA-18G Growler's electronic warfare capabilities, excelled in this role. They struck radar vehicles and missile launchers with precision, operating undetected to disable these defenses before effective countermeasures could be deployed. This not only safeguarded the strike group, but also left Iran vulnerable to future operations, ensuring follow-up missions could proceed without significant risk. The operation's complexity lay in targeting both hardened, fixed assets and mobile units simultaneously. Underground bunkers required heavy payloads and precision strikes, while mobile radar systems demanded speed and adaptability. The strike group's ability to handle both challenges seamlessly highlighted the integration of advanced technology, intelligence, and coordination. For instance, destroying radar installations ahead of time prevented Iranian forces from tracking incoming bombers, reducing the risk to the B-1Bs. Likewise, eliminating weapons depots and command centers denied Iran the resources and organization needed for an effective response. Beyond their immediate tactical importance, these targets had broader implications for Iran's regional influence. By crippling weapons storage and command networks, the strike force weakened Iran's ability to support proxy forces in countries like Lebanon, Yemen, and Syria. This disruption significantly reduced Iran's capacity to project power across the Middle East. Additionally, disabling air defenses demonstrated that no asset, no matter how fortified, was beyond reach. This served as both a tactical achievement and a psychological blow, reinforcing the vulnerability of Iran's military infrastructure. The long-term impact on Iran's military readiness was profound. Rebuilding destroyed depots, command centers, and air defense systems would require significant time and resources. The loss of critical infrastructure delayed Iran's ability to restore operational capability, leaving gaps in its defenses. This degradation limited Iran's ability to retaliate and shifted the regional balance of power. The strike also reassured U.S. allies like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, reinforcing confidence in American military capabilities and commitment to regional stability. By dismantling these critical assets, the operation delayed a unified Iranian response, reducing the likelihood of escalation. The disruption of command networks created a gap between Iran's rhetoric and its ability to act, giving U.S. forces time to reposition and prepare for any counteraction. This strategic disruption not only provided immediate tactical advantages, but also set the stage for broader geopolitical gains. The destruction of these targets was a demonstration of U.S. resolve and precision, The operation showcased the effectiveness of American air power, reshaping the battlefield and forcing adversaries to reconsider their assumptions of invulnerability. As the dust settled, the implications of this mission extended far beyond the immediate area of impact, shaping the conversation around regional stability and deterrence. How does one airstrike shift the balance of power across an entire region? The answer lies in the destruction it creates, the messages it sends, and the ripple effects it triggers. The recent precision strike on critical Iranian targets demonstrated the ability of U.S. air power to neutralize threats deep within enemy territory without deploying a single soldier on the ground. As the world absorbs the immediate aftermath, the political and strategic aftershocks of the operation extend far beyond the battlefield. Iran's response was swift and calculated. State media condemned the operation as an act of aggression, vowing retaliation. Yet behind the rhetoric, the impact was undeniable. Encrypted Iranian military radio traffic, typically steady and organized, abruptly decreased in the hours after the strike. This disruption not only indicated a hit on critical command networks, but also exposed delays in Iran's ability to mobilize. Intelligence reports suggest the strikes destabilized Iran's operational cohesion precisely when it was most needed. By crippling logistics hubs and command centers, the U.S. achieved more than a tactical victory. It forced Iran's leadership into damage control, scrambling to restore order. Among Iran's allies, reactions revealed the broader ripple effects. Hezbollah and the Houthis issued strong statements of support, hinting at potential escalation against U.S. allies. Meanwhile, nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE interpreted the operation as a clear signal of America's commitment to their security. For these regional powers, the strike carried weight not just for its military success, but for its underlying message: no adversary is beyond the reach of U.S. air power. This reassurance strengthens their confidence in American partnership, particularly as they face persistent threats from Iranian-backed actors. However, the potential for escalation looms large. Already under pressure from sanctions and domestic unrest, Iran's leadership is unlikely to let such an operation go unanswered. Yet their options are limited. Air defense units that survived the strikes lack the cohesion for immediate mobilization, while unconventional retaliation, whether through proxies or cyber attacks, risks provoking further U.S. responses. Each move Iran considers must now weigh the demonstrated precision and readiness of U.S. forces, a calculation that complicates any immediate retaliation. The psychological impact of the operation extends far beyond Iran's borders. This airstrike delivered a strategic message. The United States will act decisively against threats to its security and interests, with overwhelming precision and minimal risk to its personnel. For adversaries beyond the region, the strike served as a stark reminder of the unmatched reach and capability of U.S. air power. The speed, coordination, and element of surprise underscored the flexibility of American forces to strike anytime, anywhere. For U.S. allies in the Middle East, the operation was equally significant. In Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, it reaffirmed America's reliability as a security partner. Years of grappling with instability, much of it fueled by Iran's influence, have left these nations seeking stronger assurances. By targeting the assets that enable Iran's power projection, its weapons depots, command centers, and air defenses, the strike disrupted Iranian networks and restored a sense of strategic balance. This confidence boost may encourage closer collaboration with the U.S., particularly in intelligence sharing and joint security efforts. Inside the Pentagon, the operation reignited debate over air power's role in modern warfare. Precision strikes like this highlight the benefits of achieving decisive results without large-scale troop deployments. While air power alone isn't a universal solution, this mission emphasized its value in scenarios requiring swift, calculated action. Military strategists argue that such operations redefine warfare, prioritizing technology, coordination, and timing over sheer manpower. The efficient execution of this strike, requiring no major force buildup, sets a new standard for global deterrence. Despite its successes, the strike's geopolitical aftershocks continue to reverberate. For Iran, the destruction of critical assets forces leaders into a defensive posture, redirecting resources to shore up vulnerabilities rather than pursue expansive strategies. For U.S. allies, the operation strengthens alliances, offering a tangible demonstration of America's willingness to act decisively. And for global players watching from afar, the strike reinforces an undeniable reality. U.S. military capabilities remain unmatched in precision and effectiveness. As the dust settles, one question lingers: how will this operation reshape the region's future? Beyond its immediate tactical success, the strike was a calculated geopolitical action designed to disrupt Iran's strategic posture, reinforce regional stability, and project American strength. It demonstrated that in an era of rapid threats and fragile alliances, air power is not just a military tool, it's a powerful diplomatic statement. The ripple effects of this operation extend far beyond Iranian borders, fundamentally altering strategies, alliances, and perceptions of power across a volatile region. Precision, speed, and stealth have redefined modern warfare, as shown by this operation. The swift, coordinated strike neutralized critical Iranian targets while showcasing the power of intelligence-driven missions. True strength lies in achieving decisive outcomes with minimal risk and maximum efficiency. What does this mean for the future of conflict in an era of evolving threats? Modern warfare resembles a digital chess game, where strategy and precision outweigh brute force. This mission's lessons, from advanced coordination to targeted execution, will shape military doctrine globally. The future belongs to those who master this balance of technology and strategy, redefining conflict itself.